Hello and welcome to Thoughts from the Green Room with your host, Jeff Mays. This week's topic is on change versus growth. I was talking with my acting mentor, Linda Goranson, and her and I were discussing blocking on stage. For those of you who don't know what blocking is, it's the choreography that directors and actors work out when you're setting a scene on a stage, where the actor A is going to move, where actor B is going to move, so forth and so forth. Now, once that choreography or that blocking is set in our industry, it's usually a bad thing to change it because everybody starts getting used to and working around what everybody else is doing. And it's also choreographed very carefully to ensure that the frame, if you will, is set up to draw the audience's attention to the appropriate spot. Somebody's doing a big, huge, long speech. The director and the actor are probably going to work to bring that actor closer to the audience and highlight them somehow. Put a spotlight on them or something like that as well. If the actor decides one afternoon or one evening in performance that he's just going to wander to the other side of the stage and sit down, well, that throws a lot of things off. Because one, if there's a light on him, well, the light's no longer on him. And two, if the other actors are responding to or doing something in respect to that actor being on the other side of the stage, then it messes everybody up. Nobody's prepared for it. Nobody's used to that motion. So change in that case is a negative thing. It affects the overall performance, disrupts the patterning of everybody else, and can cause problems. Now that's in performance. If we take a look at this and we go into rehearsal and the actor tries that because something doesn't feel right about the suggested blocking, then maybe going over to the other side of the stage makes things more natural. And all of a sudden that piece of change is something that's worth doing and you can re-block the scene with the actor on the other side of the stage making that cross. In this case, change is a positive. You're in an experimental stage where things are being locked, where things are not yet locked down, and you can potentially move from that. So those are the two aspects of change from an actor's perspective with blocking. Once it's set, you don't want to be changing, and if you're in rehearsal and playing around, you want to do some change to see what feels strong. Now, the next aspect of this is growth. Once blocking is set, often actors are very stiff because they're trying to find it in their body. So, by example, the director says you've got to sit down. You find yourself sitting on the edge of a chair. A couple weeks into rehearsal process, you find that your character is sitting back, they're relaxing in the chair, they're being very comfortable with it, they might cross their legs, and there's a comfort to sitting down in the chair. This is the idea of growth within the blocking. Another example, the director says, you've got to cross from one side to the other and shake hands with somebody. First time you do it, you're like crossing the stage, like a robot moving, and you stick out your hand to shake hands because it doesn't feel natural yet. You rehearse that a couple times, get your dialogue going with it, and all of a sudden you're meandering across the stage and reaching out comfortably. You've got a smile on your face. You get the idea. This is growth. Now, in talking to my acting mentor, as I was saying, we had been discussing these three concepts and change versus growth, and we agreed that growth for an actor is an important thing within their blocking. But change is not a viable thing once everybody's agreed that's what needs to happen. Change can be a detriment in that respect. And to that I was thinking about how it applied to life, and I thought, what do we do in our lives that is change versus growth? What patterns do I have running that are solid, that have been blocked and are necessary for my well-being, for my job to be facilitated, for my growth as a person? And what aspects within those patterns can I grow in? What ways can I break the rut, if you will? And I guess that brings me right to your challenge, ladies and gentlemen. How can you break your rut? Is the overall question. And what I mean by that is take a look at your patterns, those things that have been blocked out in your life, and take a look at where you may change them. And if you make the changes, are they a detriment? If so, don't change those things. Look for ways in which you can grow and how you can break your patterns, break your rut, and evolve yourself, grow as a person. Take a look at those two things, and I will talk to you next week with your thoughts from the green room.